Hi, it's Stephanie Everett from the Suburban Chateau, and welcome back to another episode. We're in the middle of our whole house refresh. Remember, we're empty nesters now, and it's time to just refresh everything we have. If you were following along last week, you saw that my living room got so cluttered from the summer. I still had my suitcase in the living room that I had to, it was unpacked, but it was still had to go and get put away. I just had clutter everywhere. It was just time to focus in on the living room and get everything pared back. And I was really excited. We got everything cleaned up. It's looking great, ready for the fall. But then again, if you were watching last week, I was starting to ponder, how am I going to decorate for fall this year? If you watched last year, I did 2 different fall decor episodes. One was with pastels, and I loved it. And I thought, well, we could go that way again. But I kind of wanted to try something different, surprisingly. And so I thought, not pastels this year, but I'm going to use some of the things that I purchased for the pastel video last year. And then I don't know what else I'm going to do. I want to try and change things up a little bit. So in my attempt to change things up, I thought, you know what? The best place to get ideas is just go to the craft store, go to Hobby Lobby, hit up Michael's, and of course, TJ Maxx. That's a great jumping off point because they have oodles of fall decor, and I'm going to get great ideas. So I went to TJ Maxx. We were checking out the different aisles, and this was about September 1st. So right at the beginning of this month, I was looking through the aisles of TJ Maxx, and they have so much to choose from. I got very confused. And so I'm looking at all these knickknacks and all kinds of, especially Halloween decor that was really cool. And I just thought, I don't know. I've never decorated for Halloween, and this stuff is pretty cool. And I love fall, and I have a lot of fall decor already. So what am I going to do? So, of course, I was lured down the pillow aisle. And that is always a mistake. And anybody who has pillow issues, you're right in line with me. I'm always attracted to these fancy pillows. So when I was in the pillow aisle, of course, I saw all kinds of fall pillows, all kinds of Halloween pillows. And a couple of times over the past few years, I have been so tempted on Halloween pillows. But I know that pillows are hard to store. They take up a ton of space. I use all kinds of space bags, and it doesn't help. They just take up a lot of space. But I found 2 pillows that I really loved, and I was very stuck between the 2 pillows. And so this episode of the Suburban Chateau is entitled A Tale of 2 Pillows. Now, the first pillow I came upon, it was very, very cool. And I think I had passed something like this, very similar to this, up in years previous. And of course, this is the Halloween pillow. It is black, it is embroidered, it's totally cute. It has skeletons, it's got, little cute witches, it's got houses. It looks like trick-or-treat night in all the best ways, right? I fell in love with it. I was just gonna go with this one. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna decorate for Halloween this year. And then I saw a second pillow. And it was very similar, except it's white. And of course, it has the fall themes with the pumpkin patch and the little farm. I like farms. I like apple orchard, corn maze. It's got it all. It's got a tractor. I mean, why wouldn't you want this pillow? So what did I do? Of course, I purchased both pillows because I couldn't decide between them. And I thought, well, if I really get stuck, I can take one back. TJ Maxx, great about returning things. Okay. But then I thought, my decor is it's got a lot of variety to it, and it's pretty flexible. And I thought, I'll bet I can do something with these 2 pillows and a minimal change of the rest of the decor. We know that Halloween is only at the end of October, so it's got like maybe a week or 2 that you can decorate for Halloween. But for the fall, pumpkins, apples, they kind of go all the way through the fall time. So how could I keep my room fairly simple, not change much? Yes, change pillows. Yes, change just a few decor items and still have an entirely different look. And so that's where A Tale of 2 Pillows concept was born. So I'm going to take my living room with the basic structure, the basic couch, the basic chairs, all the basic furniture, a few knickknacks here and there, And how am I going to change it for the 2 holidays? Just a regular old autumnal fall and a pretty simple Halloween decor as well. So join us on the Tale of 2 Pillows. Okay, here we are with our clean slate living room. Everything's been cleaned up. All the clutter is gone. Everything's looking so tidy and perfect for fall. So where do we start? The tail of the first pillow. And that, of course, is the autumnal pillow. So everything harvest, everything pumpkin patch, everything sweater weather, warm and cozy. That's going to be in our first little bit of decor. So in our tale of 2 pillows, we're starting off with the fall pillow. And this one has an apple orchard, hello fall, a pumpkin patch, all of those things that make you think of fall. Now the colors that are in this one definitely have some of those fall colors, the rusty red. There is a gorgeous blue color in there that I'd like to pick up in some of the things I'm doing. And your typical fall or harvest colors. So here are some of the things that I'm going to use in my decoration. Now, I last year was really into all this pink. So there's going to be a little touch of pink in with our fall decorating. And I love that little pink truck and the blue pumpkin. And I have some other pumpkins here that I think will sort of complement that. But they'll look okay with the black and white, I think, at this point. So I also got these cute little, small little wreaths, and I might use them in some way, maybe with a pumpkin. We'll see how we can use those too. Lots of oranges in those ones. Then down here, I have a couple more pillows. Of course, the pumpkin patch theme again with the truck. And then I finally unearthed, after several years, all of my velvet pumpkins. I love these. So these would be fun, I think, in a stack maybe on the coffee table, or we'll see what we can do with those. So I have some little baby velvet pumpkins over here, and then I have the bigger ones. I think those are Hobby Lobby purchases. So that's kind of where we're gonna go for the one tale of pillow. And the greatest thing we're going to do is we're going to keep all of the background colors the same and just change the extras for this. Okay, so our Autumnal Lady, which is one of my very famous portrait, which I bought a needle print of it. It works well for fall, but as well, this could be Constance Hatchaway. She is the corpse bride, of course, in the Haunted Mansion. So she's going to stay for both our autumnal decoration and our Halloween decoration. Next, I'm going to add this beautiful fall colored silk arrangement. I did this last year from flowers that I found at Hobby Lobby. And I'm not one who does a lot of flower arranging, but I was trying to replicate this beautiful bouquet that a local greenhouse had made us when we were at the Ligonier Country Market a few years back. And I was trying to make like a long-lasting floral replica. I don't think I came close, but I love the colors. I think they go super well with the Tupperware trays that are on the feature wall, and it has all those fall vibes. For our autumnal setting, I just found some beautiful quilted placemats. I had purchased these years ago to match a quilt set in the house. And I'm just going to use these as my dresser runner or my table. Sometimes I use a table runner, but these will work just fine. I'm going to bring them right up to, I think this works perfectly as an autumnal centerpiece. And then I'm going to, of course, we have the beautiful family photo up here. I'm going to leave the plates the way they are. I might bring in a different top plate for both sides here. And then we're going to decorate this a little bit differently here. I'm going to put the wreath into the glass compote and the gorgeous velvet pillow. Gorgeous, gorgeous. On this side, same thing. It's a very similar stand, maybe just a little bit bigger. So again, the wreath the glass stand, and we'll go with the autumnal. Oh wow, I really like that, especially with the portrait. Here's the final look for this wall for our autumnal view. I did find the matching plate. I'm super happy about that, and so I think it really completes the look. Finally, I'm going to do something with this coffee table, and it's going to be a surprise to both of us. I have really no idea. I have some things here in mind I'm going to play with, and we'll see how it turns out. I actually don't think this looks bad at all. Just a little farm tableau with, you know, the obligatory velvet pumpkins and the pink truck, which you know everybody has. But I had this one candle I purchased last year and never even lit. So I lit it today so we can enjoy it. And so a couple of candles here. I've had this barn forever. I waited till it was like 90% off at Michael's one year and got it. And I just thought in my fantasy farm, we have pink and of course, thundercloud colored pumpkins. So, and a pink truck, of course, and a barn. So I think it goes really well with the pillow in the background. If you can see it, I think we're doing a pretty good job at making a tableau. Now I added one more feature to this tableau with the two chairs. I just thought they looked a little bit empty on this side of the room. I had this wonderful drum table. Literally a neighbor was throwing it out in the trash because the legs were broken. Of course, I asked my dad if he could help me fix it up, and he kindly put the little legs on the bottom to match the table. So I've had this wonderful drum table for a long time, and it looks amazing between these two chairs. And then to top it off, I just put a few more pumpkins. I did move the one pumpkin candle, the gray pumpkin candle, over here. I bought this beautiful little vase pitcher a couple weeks ago at the Findlay Bee, which is a little antique market here near us. And I just, again, going with the pumpkin theme, a little pink, a little gray, and a little fall magazine. And I think that looks amazing. So here's the final look of our autumnal decor. And we have our two chairs here with the drum table in between, and of course the gorgeous florals and pumpkin display. And then on this other wall, we have the lovely dresser, and here's the family photo. I just absolutely love all of these components together because they really pick up the orange in the photo, and then of course the black and white plates. And this was the simplest and I think most effective piece of decor, just a simple placemat, quilted placemat, the little wreath, and the velvet pumpkin. Then moving on to this side of the room, of course we have our feature wall and all our tollware and some of our Thomas Kincaid and smaller prints. We have that gorgeous granny square Afghan, can't wait to bundle up in that and keep warm on a cold day. Steve's burgundy slip-covered chair. Of course, we have some little touches here and there, some more velvet pumpkins. And finally, our last tableau, the farm tableau, that really ties in well with our the pillow, first pillow, tail of this pillow. I did fail to mention, I know I showed it on the time lapse, that little valance that's above the couch. And that valance I literally made from a table runner, purchased 60% off at Hobby Lobby, and it took zero time to make that valance for above the couch. And I think it looks really great. Kind of gives that farmhouse vibe. So on to Halloween. Okay, we're back to our clean slate living room. Everything is back to our in order room. And you remember we had first of course, the beautiful autumnal look with all of the pumpkin patch and the little trucks and everything we think of when we think of the fun of fall. But now we're going to jump off to Halloween. And I started to think about what kind of a decor I wanted for Halloween. I briefly thought about Coco and doing Day of the Dead, and I just didn't know if it would fit in with my decor because it's such bright colors. So I sort of abandoned that idea. I'm really not too big into witches, skeletons, and that aspect of Halloween. But there is one part of Halloween that I love, and that's, of course, the Haunted Mansion. So here's our jump off point. We just changed the slip cover. Honestly, the slip cover that is being used is the one I used to have on my other couch that my daughter took to her apartment. So I'm missing the cushion cover. She still has those, but I honestly think it looks okay with the buffalo check. I'm going with it. But there's our jump off point. Our Haunted Mansion couch, which is black base with a beautiful, that's just an old Battenberg lace tablecloth overlay. And of course, pillow number 2 in the tale of 2 pillows right there front and center. Now, this next change was a very slight one. If you notice in the feature wall, I just swapped out 2 of my little Thomas Kincaid prints for these placards. And I just think they're really pretty Easter placards that I made, but they just sort of remind me of like something you'd see on a funeral parlor wall or something. So I thought maybe more flowers equals more Halloween, more scary Haunted Mansion, something like that. For our Halloween look or our Haunted Mansion look, I only changed one thing, and that is the bottom plate on this tableau has definitely a Halloween-y, ghosty feel to it. I figure this could be the scary family portrait instead of the Happy Thanksgiving. I don't think I can do better than these pumpkins and the flowers. I'm so stoked with how that looks. So here's our spooky look. Well, if you remember the story of the Haunted Mansion, you might recall some musical instruments that come to life. And I just happen to have a harp sitting around here at the house and an extra fiddle. So they're going into play for our Halloween theme. And I think it's a perfect addition. Now, if they start playing themselves, that might be a different story. So what could be spookier than this giant antique typewriter? I just think it's the perfect finish off to our Halloween Haunted Mansion look. And a couple of final touches here, and I think we'll be all set for the spookiness of it all. So here we have it, our Haunted Mansion, complete with our haunted typewriter, our second pillow, which gave us all those spooky vibes. I took a moment and just added some silk florals to the top of our valance and our little instrument tableau. Seriously, if they start playing themselves, I'm going to be running for the hills. We have Constance Hatchaway over there. We have a few changes to our feature wall. I actually really love all those florals and added a little bit of a silk flower touch here. Had a little hand-painted desk that I added right in here. And I think it really completes the look. It's a haunted, spooky vibe, but not overtly Halloweenish, except for the pillow. And then we had our little wall on this side which features the scary family portrait and, of course, those switched out plates. But I think it sort of adds to that whole vibe. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is that it was pretty easy to change my house into Halloween, and I sort of like it, and I don't think it's that bad. So there is the tale of our second pillow. So there we have it, a tale of two pillows, two ways that you could decorate your room based on an inexpensive embroidered pillow at the local store. And I am thrilled with both looks. I think they both look perfectly appropriate for the season and not too spooky of a Halloween. And I think a lot of fun with the pumpkins and the fall foliage as well. So I hope you enjoyed our tale and I hope you got some great ideas as to how you can work out your fall decor. Thanks again for joining us here at the Suburban Chateau. Is that a heart plate?